How we doing? How we doing? Jahziel here. Today I want to talk about my experience playing Tomb Raider for the very first time. I enjoyed this game so much that I finished it in just a few days. It's not a very long video game, but I'm still proud of myself. First things first, the game opens up with a cinematic scene of Lara Croft's first expedition with the ship Endurance on the way to Dragon's Triangle in an attempt to find the lost kingdom of Yamatai. Unfortunately, it didn't go well because they encountered a storm causing the ship to sink. Lara ended up on a beach, but a mysterious person immediately captured her, taking her to a cave. I thought the first few minutes of the game were crazy because Lara Croft, who is very stunning by the way, almost died in a shipwreck, got captured, and then injured trying to escape a cave. By the way, there was a puzzle section inside the cave and it took me nearly half an hour to solve it. I didn't know that I had to set the crates on fire and then push them down to the explosives. The gameplay was pretty good. I have this game on both the PS5 and PC, but I decided to play this game on PC because of the graphics. I am so thankful to have a decent PC to play this game in higher graphical settings. I also wanted to try out mouse and keyboard for this game, but I ended up playing most of the game with a controller because it was more comfortable. A few times in the game, I kept pressing the left analog stick because I wanted to sprint, but there was no sprinting and no dedicated crouching button in the game. However, Lara would automatically crouch behind covers if enemies were around. There's a lot of climbing in this game. I thought doing it was pretty fun because the level design was great. There are places I climbed to find treasures, and there are also places I climbed down to find a secret tomb or salvage crates. There are 5 weapons in the game. I unlocked the bow, pry axe, and the handgun early in the game. Then I got the shotgun and the rifle later on. Some of the weapons you get have their own particular use. I can use the bow to create zip lines and shoot fire arrows. Pry axes can open doors and climb rock walls, and shotguns can eliminate debris blocking your way. My favorite weapon was the rifle because I could shoot grenades once I fully upgraded the weapon, making it easier to fight enemies with shields, and I just like blasting through enemies anyways. During my playthrough, I had no problems running out of ammo. Ammunition was always around. You can also pick up ammo from enemies. It was probably the reason why I always opted not to do stealth. Speaking of stealth, I was terrible at it. I found it very hard to do. I don't even think I got any kind of reward for doing stealth, at least not that I know of. The skill progression was pretty straightforward. To unlock new skills, I needed to get skill points, which means I needed to get more experience. So I had to explore more in the game to find treasures, crates, secret tubes, and kill enemies. The skill available were Survivor upgrades, Hunter upgrades, and Brawler upgrades. Survivor upgrades help with instincts and getting more loot from crates or enemies killed. I unlocked a pretty cool skill late in the game that, when using Survival Instinct, shows all the treasures around the map. It made finding treasures a lot easier. Hunter upgrades help with ammo capacity, steady shots, and weapon usage. Meanwhile, Brawler upgrades help with pain tolerance so Lara can take more damage. It helps with melee, dodging, and counterattacks. I did a lot of exploring in this game, and one thing I really liked was secret tombs. They are optional tombs that you can go into and you can solve a relatively simple puzzle, not very simple for me, and get rewarded with a lot of experience, which helps with skill progression. I also like finding treasures in this game because every time I see one, Lara talks about the history of that treasure. Learning something new is always nice, especially from a video game. There was a funny moment when I found this treasure called, I think it was Jade Horse. Lara sounded so excited about seeing this treasure, and then I look at the bottom of the item only to find out that the thing was fake. It was made in China. I finished the game unlocking about 75% of the treasure. It's nice that after beating the game, I can go back and complete all the side content and find all the collectible stuff. There were a lot of moments I liked in this game. Early in the game, there was a scene when Lara stepped into a bear trap and could not move. Then wolves were lurking around the bush and were ready to attack. Then the only thing Lara could do was fight the wolves with her bow and arrow. I thought that was very cool. There was another segment in the game when Laura fell into the river and got dragged down because of the strong current. And then there was a challenge for me because I had to avoid a lot of stuff. There were just so many things happening on screen, like splashing of water and on the screen, and so many things on the river that would hurt Laura or kill Laura. I died a lot on this part of the game, to be completely honest. But my favorite part of this game was when Laura climbed up the radio tower because it showed how fearless she was. She didn't let fear stop her from climbing up super high and helping out her friends. Plus, the whole scene and the location were very stunning. There were a few things I had issues with. The first one was the camera shaking. The camera shakes quite aggressively when Laura runs on a straight line, making me dizzy sometimes. It probably didn't help that I was sick during this playthrough. Another issue I had was perhaps specific to the PC version of the game, but sometimes some in-game messages were cut off on the side of the screen, making it impossible to read. In closing, I enjoyed this game a lot. I looked forward to playing this game after a very long day at work. I enjoyed the game mechanics and the graphics, and the story was fairly easy to follow. I liked finding the treasures in the game because Laura explained the history behind each item I found. And there were a few set pieces in the game that just blew me away. But yeah, I can't wait to play the sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day.